Hello, my name is Jonathan, and this is Jess, and welcome to our podcast. We're super excited to be back after last time for part 2
Yes.
of the physical attraction pod. This one's going to be a little bit different, but let me let Jess talk.
Well, good job for starting it off. That was nice and strong.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, so like you said, welcome back to our podcast. I don't know what number episode this is, 7, 8, 6, whatever it is. Thank you guys for rocking with us. So like he said, we're doing part 2 of physical attraction. You guys had a lot of comments and different of opinions. So we just want to go over it and talk about it a little bit more because we had so much to say last time, but we had to cut it short because Jonathan had to go to the movies.
I did have to go to the movies.
Self-care is fine with me. So I want to go over just some more thoughts that we had. And somebody left a really interesting comment, and I asked her if we could talk about it in this episode. So I definitely want to read that and discuss it. So we're going to talk about more of physical attraction, talk a little bit more about sexual attraction, and all the works. So Jonathan actually does not really get the chance to read most of the comments, so he's not really up to speed with what's been going on in the comments.
I get a chance to read them. I read like for a little bit and then like I'm out.
Okay. All right.
But it's not because I don't have time. I
was trying to make it sound like you cared, but you just don't have the chance to read them.
No, I don't have a chance to read them.
By the way, you guys, I'm going to leave a link in the description box so you can subscribe to our new channel.
There's nothing over there though.
There's nothing over there yet. But I don't want you guys to miss it for when things do drop, and I don't want you guys to forget, and I don't want you guys sitting on the Only One Jess channel wondering, why did the podcast stop? Where are they? They're going to eventually be on the channel in the description box. So click on that, subscribe over there. Good stuff is coming on the way. The name might not be on there yet. We're going to do a whole branding, but it's not on there yet. Just hold your horses. Just wait. We got to make sure we can cross our T's and dot our I's before we say what we want to say. But go ahead and subscribe to our actual podcast channel because, like I said, the episodes will not be on Only One Jess channel for much longer. We're gonna do one more episode over here.
One more
installment,
and then we'll take a break, and then we'll be
take a small break, and then we're gonna be exclusively on the channel that's in the description box. So go ahead and subscribe. So something that I want to point out is a lot in the comments. I know we have a very wide age range and everyone's opinion is important. I don't care how old you are, how young you are, but it seems like a lot of the more seasoned followers and other followers too were so much like physical attraction is not important. It's not important. Or like people were saying, what's on the inside is way more important than physical attraction, which I agree. That was never the question. I don't ever think that it's which one's more important. Obviously, the inside is way more important, but I feel like people were trying to I don't know, I feel like people like to automatically make sure they can disagree in their heads because no one ever said the inside wasn't more important, but some people were just kind of like, it's more important. And I'm like, I agree.
I think we said multiple times that we agree that it's more important.
A lot of people were saying the outside doesn't matter. And I think that's cap. I'm sorry, it's cap. But I don't think that you have to choose. It's like, oh, I way prefer what's on the inside than the outside. But it's like, why do you have to choose? You can have both. I honestly think that you should have both. But if you want to marry someone that you're not attracted to, then I love that for you. That's not my testimony. And I don't even think that's fair to the person that you're marrying.
I think
or choose to be with.
Well, my thing is that I don't think we're saying the person that you decide to marry or choose to be with has to be attractive
to you.
They just have to be attractive to you.
No, I agree.
You just have to be attracted to them. It doesn't matter if everyone else thinks they're ugly, but if you are attracted to them, then don't. It's not even you don't have to bother talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like they were saying they don't even care if they're attracted to them. I don't care about that stuff at all. I'm like. It's
a factor.
What?
It's a factor. It's not everything, but it's a factor.
It's not everything. I'll start off by reading one of the comments that were saying that they don't care about it at all, which was really interesting. And I do also think that people were hearing that you don't think it's important and that I do, because I had a lot of people praising you for your thoughts, and I'm like, I guess good for you, babe. But so somebody said, by the way, we're not picking on anyone. I'm just reading this. because of a difference of opinions. So physical attraction was very important to me at one time in my life, but then I matured. I need to know if you're a believer or not. I need to get a glimpse of their character. I need to know their mindset / opinion on certain subjects. Physical is trivial to me. And then she was saying, I must compliment Jonathan on his godly wisdom. The more I hear him express himself, the more I admire him. He's all right, guys. Like, everyone
I'm
relax.
really okay.
No, I'm just kidding. He's great. He does have a lot of godly wisdom. She said, I need to thank Jesus for you. And I do. I love you. But yeah, I guess for some people, it really doesn't matter. And some people are also saying, like, giving their testimony of like, oh, I married some guy who was like super attractive to me, but he didn't treat me well. So the next guy, like, that's not important to me. And I still don't think that I still don't think that, what am I trying to say? You know what I'm saying? Help me.
You don't think you don't think it's a nothing?
No, yeah. I don't think that it's like, oh, the last guy I married was so fine. He didn't treat me well. So the next guy, he can't be so fine because he's not going to treat me well. I don't think they go together. But I can see how it's like, maybe if that was the only thing you looked for and you like overlooked the negative qualities in that person, then I can understand where that's coming from. But we do both agree that the inside and their mindset and like the things you guys agree on is way more important than their physical being. But I still think it's important.
Yeah, I watch a lot of sports shows and sports podcasts, and like a segment they have on a lot of them is called Something, Nothing, or Everything.
Mm-hmm.
All we're saying is it's not everything for sure, right, but it's definitely not a nothing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a something.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah,
it's something. And if for you that is 100% negligible, then great for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if
fine, that's fine.
If you could be attracted to anybody regardless of, you know, of whatever, then great for you. What a blessing it is to carry that, you know? But if you find yourself not attracted to someone who technically would meet all the you know, all the qualifications that you have, you know, it's something to consider. I just think it's worthy of consideration.
Yeah.
Not that you should not do something because of whatever or either way. Anyways, on to what we're talking about.
Yeah. Also though, I had someone say, just to like go over some of the comments, it was a male who commented. Shout out to all the males who are,
hey man, we need more of y'all.
All clocked in and tuned in. He says he thinks that physical attraction is much more important to women than it is to men. He's like, I think men look more. I know, I'm like, that's cap. He's like, I think
that
men.
Is false.
He said, I think men look more for like qualities in a wife. Like, can she cook? Like, is she a good, like, would she make a good mother? But like, he's like, I think women only care about, like, is he 6 feet and does he like make money? And I'm like, I don't think that's true at all. Men are like,
do you have male friends?
I'm like, that's not true. No. Maybe it is for him.
No.
I don't think that's true for the masses. I definitely think a lot more women. I don't want to.
I feel like a lot more women will go for funny and
yes,
funny
and he's a good leader and.
Yeah, I think the women are better at us at this one, brother. I do.
We appreciate.
But I do see that. No, I don't see it. The women are better. The women, especially within, you know, like church circles. Maybe like in the world. I don't know. Maybe
I don't know. We're not everywhere, so we don't know everything. So back to our opinions. I wanted to know when it comes to physical attraction and your spouse, say you're already married or just dating, is what your partner thinks about certain things. How important is that to like my own being? Like say you hated makeup.
Yes.
And I'm your wife now. Should I respect that and not wear? Why are you looking at my lace?
I'm not looking at your lace.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not.
What, are you looking at the top of my head?
I'm not looking at your eyeball.
You weren't right here. You were up here. And I'm your wife now. Should I respect that and not wear? Why are you looking? Yes, you were.
Okay, I was for a second.
Why?
No reason.
Is my lace showing?
No.
What were you looking at?
Nothing.
Don't do that. 38. Hey, why are you putting out my address? Why did you do that? Anyway, I was saying, like, say you hate when I wear the color blue, okay?
Yes.
As my husband, I personally love it. Should I respect, like, my husband? He doesn't like when I wear blue. So I'm just like, I'm not going to wear blue. Like, how important is it? Because I know, like, I was like, oh, babe, I miss your beard. And you grew back your beard. And you're like, you know, I want whatever you want. But like, oh, I have a better example.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So before I wasn't natural. Like, okay, no. I'm natural underneath this wig. I have natural hair. If
Mhm.
you were like, I much more prefer your hair straight. Or if when my hair was straight and I don't know. You know what I'm saying? How
No,
much
I get what you're
Okay,
saying.
how much should I honor your thoughts and opinions on my appearance as my husband and vice versa, I guess, whatever.
I think we should always be thinking and living in consideration of the other
Mhm.
person.
Mhm.
And that is me to you, even if I prefer straight hair. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't. Don't come for me.
No, he's the one who told me originally to go natural. That was before we were ever not told me, but said I think you would look really good.
I told you. I ain't tell you nothing.
He was like, I think you'd really look good with natural hair. This was like before I even cut my hair 6 years ago. But anyways,
Why I said that?
yeah. But then you were comparing me
Fire.
to somebody else. You're like, so and so has natural hair, and I think it would look so good on you. Remember?
No, I don't. I don't want to know.
Okay. Yeah, like so and so just cut their hair, and her hair is so pretty. I think it would look great on you. I was like, I don't care what she did, but I did it anyways, and you were right. Anyway,
Yeah, I think we should be living in consideration of one another, even if it's like me that doesn't like your hair. But I'm like, if you love to wear your hair like that, I should, you know, well, we talk about dying to self, or like, sacrificing for the other all the time.
yeah.
So it's like I should be willing to sacrifice some for you, and vice versa. So I don't know if there's like a always you should do what your partner wants, or always XYZ, but I feel like there should be some level of self-sacrifice both ways.
Both ways. Yeah.
And that's like a non-answer, but
Yeah,
like,
kind of, but I understand.
do you get what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
I don't think there should be like a hard and fast rule about it. Like, every time I don't like it, you should do what I want.
Mm-hmm.
Because for me, I want you to be able to express yourself as well. Like, it's important for me that you like what you're wearing for you, rather than it just being for me.
Yeah.
That's what we talked about. We talk about heels. I'm not the biggest fan of heels because I am a short king.
I love my short king, baby.
Right? So for me, like, if Jess is wearing heels and she's like towering, she's already like half an inch like taller than me anyways. So she's like towering over me. It like, it's not like the most like manly feeling thing, but if she wants to wear heels, she shouldn't have to stop wearing heels.
Yeah.
Because I'm uncomfortable. Like, it's okay. Like, I will be okay. It's but just being the loving wife that she is, she takes it into consideration, and maybe she won't wear, this is an example, won't wear heels every time, she'll wear them sometimes. And I think in that there's like that play of, how you go through that. What do you think?
Well, first of all, it's crazy because I used to have so many pairs of heels, and the longer we dated, they literally just started disappearing. I don't know where any of my heels are. What did you do? What'd you do with my shoes? I don't know where any of them are. But I mean, I have moved 3 times since we've been dating, but I don't know where they went. I agree, but I mean, I'm thinking about it because it's like, what if you were like, babe, you know how like some men like do the dye their hair blonde on top or whatever? And what if you were like, babe, I really want to dye the top of my hair blonde? I'm like,
You actually did tell me one time that I could get away with it.
No, this is an example. Okay,
Oh,
maybe
okay.
I'll say green. I'll say green because that's a better example. What if you were like, babe, I really want to dye the top of my hair green, and I'm like, I personally really don't want you to do that, but you're like, I really just have to do this for myself.
I mean, that's selfish then.
Is it?
Unless I really, really want to do it.
Yeah, you're like, I really want to do this for myself. The same way as if like, say I really have to go natural for myself, but you're like, babe, I really don't want you to, which is just an example. Anyways, what if you're like, I really just love your straight hair, like, please don't go natural. You're like, I'm like, I gotta do it. Where is that the respect or the like, who gives in?
Who gives in? If this is me and you, right?
You're gonna
I
give in. I know.
And everyone's
no,
gonna have
you.
No, like, if this is me and you, I feel like I give in because my position to you in a relationship is independent of your position towards me, right? So at a certain point, I mean, unless it's like, wrong,
Right.
or sinful or something bad, like
Mhm.
objectively bad, or something like opposed to not necessarily for your sake, just like for us sake.
Mhm.
I think I'm supposed not supposed to. I think my calling is to die to myself in that area.
So if you wanted to dye your hair green, I need to die to myself and let you dye your hair
That's
green.
not what I said.
Well, that's what you would have done for me.
I mean, if you want to do that, I mean, what I'm saying is that what my responsibility is independent of your responsibility. If you don't feel convicted to do nothing, then don't do it.
I guess. Okay, that's fine.
But you get what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Am I disappointing you with my answer?
No, I just want to know if you ever want to dye your hair green, and I don't want you to do it, but
I
you
just won't
really
do
feel
it.
like you should do it. But if you're like, I have to, like, I
I
really
have
gotta do
to?
it. Like, I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
I don't feel that excited about anything.
I know, but if you did,
I got
I
it.
got it to the green, babe. Come on, it's Christmas.
I do feel like I'd stick with it though.
Yeah. Okay, and I just wanted to know because we were watching. It's kind of stale now. I meant to bring this up on the last podcast.
Wait, what do you think though?
About what?
That same situation. I mean, I wouldn't say that, but if like I gotta do it.
I mean, eventually, I think I'd be like, all right, I would actually let you do it and let you see yourself with it, and then like sometimes us as wives or girlfriends or whatever, sometimes just let him do what he want to do, even though we know good and well you probably shouldn't do that, so they can see themselves. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have did that, and I'd be like, I do give Jonathan that face, like, yeah. But sometimes people just need to see themselves. But if you did it and you absolutely loved it, I'd be like, well, how long? Maybe we could be like, all right, 2 weeks, and then can we please just like wrap it up? But I still feel like that's unfair because if you would have told me that after I went natural, you're like, all right, let's do this for 2 weeks, then I need that straight hair back. Like, I just feel like it might be a double standard for myself. Like, I'm calling myself out on it, but I think pinning natural hair against having green hair is definitely not the same. But I can't think of anything
No,
for you.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm just making sure they get me. I don't know. That's just I'm just wondering. Like back to what I was about to say because this is kind of stale now. But we were watching. Well, I made Jonathan watch a small clip of Love Is Blind, that episode when the guy was just telling the girl, PJ or some JP, whatever, was telling the girl, I don't like when you wear makeup. I just don't like it. I lost all my attraction to you. I lost all my attraction to you when I saw you wear makeup. And she was like, well, I'm out of here then. So if it's something like that, and I had a lot of comments saying my husband definitely prefers me without makeup. But I think a preference is different than I just don't want to see it on you type of thing. Like, I'm just wondering, like, at what point do we respect our spouses' like thoughts, or when it comes to dressing? Or if you were like, I don't like when you wear shirts that shows your shoulders. As your wife, do I respect that, or do I be like, I think you're tripping? It's not a big deal. Let me show my shoulders. I guess this goes under a respect thing, and not so much physical attraction. But we're already here, so
Yeah, it's definitely more respecting, one another's preferences versus how much should you do. I mean, I think it's worth a conversation with your partner, just to kind of figure it out and reach a balance. I don't think. Well, I'll say one thing: if your partner has a lot of preferences and is very vocal about them and is very, let's say, for lack of a better word, offended when you don't do what they want when they want. No, that's not a red. Not a red.
Oh, okay, fine.
Where's our yellow? Yellow flag.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a flag, and
it's
that's something.
It's a maybe there's something here. Maybe they're controlling.
Yeah. Yes.
That's that's a flag.
It's a flag.
So this is completely aside from what we're talking about. So we developed our flag system.
Yes.
That two yellow flags is like, a yellow flag is like a cause for concern. 2 yellow flags is like you get 2 causes for concern.
Where did your flag go? Oh, you
I tucked it back in. 2 causes for concern. If you get a red flag, you should be, if not out, it's like you're about to be out.
Just one? Did we?
No, one red flag.
One red flag
One
is I'm about to
flag
be
is
out.
cooked.
No, I don't.
But and
I don't agree with that.
Two yellow, but 3 yellows makes a red automatically.
Yes, which
right?
is when you should really be like, I don't know if this is for me.
A red flag, it's danger.
Yes.
No, but I'm saying like if you're at a school, right?
Yes.
Right, and they call code red.
Yes.
That means you're about to die. Like it means
yes.
it's over.
Okay.
Yellow flag is like we're on warning.
Okay.
No, we won't say yellow flag for just anything.
That's true. That's true.
Not everything's a flag.
That's true. Your scale has to be proper for this system to work.
So if you have 3 yellow flags, that's a red flag, and
yes,
it's
might be time. Yeah,
you might
hit reverse.
You really might need to hit the reverse.
yeah.
So that's a yellow flag.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if like someone always has like a very strong opinion about
how you look,
how you
wear your hair.
And especially if it's restrictive, like it's like you can't do that.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry.
You no.
Dad, is that you?
You know, like God wouldn't want. It's like
Jesus, is that you?
People start, hey,
Jesus,
you might need to
in human flesh again. You're back. Ain't no way.
Yellow flag.
Yeah,
you know, but
sure.
I'm not saying don't have opinions. I just knows I have my fair share. Of my fair share of opinions.
They're not usually super strong, though.
But they're not. I don't believe anyways that shouldn't say so either. They're super strong or restrictive, or that I won't say at the end of the day. Do what you want.
And it's usually when I ask you. You're not usually like, yeah, I don't like those shoes on you or something. I'd be like, babe, do you like these shoes? And then he'll be like, not really. I'm like, what do you not like about them? But I have to ask you for you to usually be like, yeah, I don't like it that much. But you're not going to outwardly be like, mm-mm. Well, sometimes.
Unless it's like something I particularly don't like.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, if you're dating and someone's like already trying to change your hair and the way you dress, like maybe he doesn't really like you.
He likes the idea of you.
He likes the idea of you, and he's trying to make you like build a girlfriend type thing. Like
build you in his own image.
Yeah, that is not what we're doing.
You
so
say you ain't God and I ain't Adam.
Yeah, ain't none of that. Yeah, no, thank you. So that would definitely be a cause for concern. Or if you feel that way about your spouse, it's like, or your boyfriend.
You got to be careful with the spouse.
Yes, spouse or boyfriend. Wait, why?
Boyfriend, because if it's your spouse, you just got to deal with it.
Yes, no, but I'm saying, yeah, maybe I should. Wait, what was that? You didn't let me finish my sentence, dog. What was I trying to say?
You said if you feel that way about your spouse.
I said maybe you didn't really like him that much in the first place.
Well, if you didn't like,
and then I ain't say you need to get a divorce. I'm just saying,
no, it's tough.
You need to switch your perspective. If you're always trying to change your partner, we'll go back to boyfriend and girlfriend. Oh, I'm gonna do a hella editing on this. If you feel that way about your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, you're like, oh, wear your hair like this, and like, oh, stop wearing those shoes, and like, maybe I wish you would talk more like this. Maybe you don't like him for real because you're trying to change him so much.
And
that's just who he is.
That, or you need to shift your perspective.
Yeah.
About things that actually matter.
Yeah, I had to do that for you.
About what?
It's not
about
important.
What?
It's not important, honey. I just love who you are. I'm just kidding. Let me stop because you know what? I'm starting to see things. No, I'm starting to see things shift. People are definitely Team Jonathan a lot. I had only they're like, oh, Jonathan's so sweet, and Jessica, I feel like you need to.
No, my wife is perfect, guys.
It's okay. I rather people
don't beat her.
I
up,
rather
please.
people eat me up and love you because you didn't lick your lip right here though. It's kind of ashy. So I think we pretty much covered the whole physical attraction thing. Is there anything else you want to say on the physical attraction part?
No.
Okay, cool.
Not one bit.
Not one bit. All right, cool. So that is just our opinion on how we feel about it. There's no right or wrong here. I mean, I guess there could be wrong if you're like, I prefer. I'm sorry.
I'm setting a timer again. I'm sorry.
Everyone's preferences are different. So now we want to talk a little bit about sexual attraction because I feel like they are a little bit. I'm sorry, your shoe on this couch is really.
But the bottom is facing up.
I just can't see shoes on the. This is not Jamaican.
Yeah. Okay.
This is too American. I don't like it.
Yeah. Okay. So I just want to let the people know. My shoe was like this.
Like my hand's the couch and his shoe is the shoe.
It's like this though. So, but it's the bottom.
Okay, it wasn't that high up. It was literally flat.
No, the bottom's not touching it.
Why are there shoes on the couch? Period.
Because my feet are gonna be cold.
No, get a blanket. Put this pillow on your foot. We don't do shoes on the couch. You know that.
It's not. But it's not.
Where are you
the
from?
The bottom of the shoe.
I feel like Thank you. I don't know what you thought this was. We're gonna talk about sexual attraction, but I'm going to read. I'm going to read one of these comments that we got as well, because she was saying how you're going to see. All right. I've been married 10 years now. I'm 31 and I never prioritized physical or sexual attraction in our relationship. Not to say my husband is unattractive, but he's not the person that makes me want to drop my drawers when I see him or feel any special way about based on his looks or sex appeal. I married him because he was dependable and trustworthy, a man of God, and was always there for me. But lack of sex appeal, going 8 months or more at a time with no sex at all, because I'm dodging him the whole time, even though I desperately want sex, is a whole issue that I can't understand how to remedy. I've prayed about it for years. It's honestly extremely depressing because I feel like it's my fault for not prioritizing that when I was considering who to marry, and now I feel stuck. I want to do the right thing and stay married, but the desire for sex with someone I'm actually attracted to is very strong. Definitely not something discussed in church or from a Christian perspective. Yes. So this is thought-provoking for sure. That's tough. That's really tough. She's 31, I'm 31. So imagine we haven't had sex in the past 8 months. Imagine that.
It sounds
Be
like
nice.
no.
Okay.
This is delicate.
Okay. This is a
Sounds
delicate
like-
situation.
Sounds like you guys need to go to counseling. Honestly,
But
I
can
think-
counseling help my eyeballs find you attractive?
it's not about your eye. Well, a lot of it's not about the actual eyeballs, if that makes sense. It's about like a lot of it is about the perspective, if that makes sense. Because if you get into, because they haven't had sex in 8 months, right? That's not like we've been having sex for the past 8 months and I haven't liked it. If I haven't liked it, it's like I haven't been doing it, which is going to impact your marriage in all sorts of other ways. If you're only having sex when you feel like having sex or you feel sexy, then the amount of times you'll have sex will go down precipitously.
Yeah. Well, come on, precipitously.
I hope I use that word correctly.
I'm gonna put the definition on the screen.
I'm gonna get fried. If I use that wrong, please fry me. But no, it's gonna go down because you don't have sex with your partner only because you're feeling sexy. And I think kind of addressing like the bottom line stuff with like a counselor will help you get down to the bottom of it. Also, does he know about that your struggles? Obviously, he knows about a little bit about it.
8
Because,
months, I'm sure he's figured out something.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's like, how in depth have you talked about it with him?
Yeah.
And like if there's something that maybe he can do, or like if you haven't been talking about it with him, then it's like that's something that I think really needs to be worked out through counseling, and that I do think can be worked out. But I think it needs to be. If it hasn't been, I think it should be brought up.
Yeah. And not that she accessed like our opinion. She was just giving her perspective. But I also do think, I don't know if you guys have spoken about it, but sometimes you got to have those tough conversations because you did say not that your husband's unattractive. So it's not that he is unattractive to you. I do think that being attractive and being sexually attractive are two different things because someone can be like really, really cute and like pretty, but you don't find that like, oh, I don't want to jump his bones because he's not like, or he or she is not giving me like sexy vibes. So I think that since he is attractive, and according to you, even though you said that's not something that you prioritize, so I don't know, whatever. Maybe you need to be like, babe, I really like when you come home and you grab me up. Or like, babe, I really like, when it's time, when we're going to bed that like, I don't know, what's sexy at nighttime? I don't know. If you would like light some candles and like rub my back or something like that. Like maybe you need to tell him the things that would get you, going a little bit to kind of make it feel sexy. And I know Jonathan said you can't only have sex when you feel sexy because then like sometimes we don't be feeling sexy at the same time. Like say Monday I feel sexy, he don't. Tuesday he feels sexy, I don't. Sometimes you just got to be like, all right, let's just, get it cracking whether I feel sexy or not. Halfway in, I guarantee, well, I can only speak for myself, but sometimes you don't start feeling sexy and then you're just like, oh, here we are. But I think it's worth a conversation and be like, I like when you do this. This is what will get me in the mood. If you wash the dishes before bed, I find that super sexy or something like that, you know?
Yeah, I think your feelings are validate.
Oh,
I think
100%.
and I don't want you to think I'm poo-pooing how you feel.
No, you're valid 100%.
I
It's unfortunate for sure.
It's unfortunate, but one thing I guess I want to caution is the dangers of fantasy,
Mhm.
right? That if you've been married for 10 years, this means you got married at 21 years old, right? Whether it was pressure through whatever or you just wanted to whatever it was, but being married we haven't been married that long, so I can't say what I'll be
How we're gonna feel
feeling
in 10
or
years,
10
yeah.
years or whatever. But fantasy can be really dangerous, especially the way that it's pushed in media, like whether through TV shows or movies, that romance looks a certain way.
Mhm.
That like that's the way you're supposed to feel and you're caught up in the rapture of love and emotion and passion, and I
Mhm.
think those things can become overrated
Yeah.
and even and I'm not saying by you, but like worshipped in a sense.
Mhm.
It's like, oh, I just want that feeling, of like when I'm just like so like ravenously like in love with like and I just want to like drop your jaws, jump your
Mhm.
bones. And I think if you make the if that's made an idol, I'm trying to make sure I'm not like if you do this and I'm like,
Yeah.
but if that's
General.
yeah, in general, if that's made an idol, then it's gonna be something that's never gonna satisfy because passion never like that level of passion never lasts long term.
Mhm.
You know, um, it's just not something that's sustainable. So it's like if you find that in another person,
Mhm.
that will eventually wear out too.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
that's not going to be the thing that satisfies you long term. That's why I think it's worth going to counseling about to kind of try to reconcile that in your brain. And I don't want to discount your journey, and everything that you've gone through, but I do think there's a way out, and um, I do think there's a way back to a loving relationship with your husband.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. So sorry if it seems like I'm on my phone. I'm just rereading her comment. Because it does sound, I can tell that she is struggling. It says, I want to do the right thing and stay married, but the desire for sex with someone I'm actually attracted to is very strong. So that definitely goes a lot in with what you said about the fantasy. Because at this point, I'm sure it's like, dang, he looks good over there. Like, oh, I really wish I would have just married someone that I can look at and be like, dang. Because I don't know what either of us are going to look like in 10 years. And maybe it could be like, the examples I give of you always make you sound like the worst person, and you're like, "Damn, Jess ain't lose that baby weight yet." Like
It's okay. I don't,
I'm not feeling her, or whatever. Or Jonathan, I don't know, get a big bald patch in the middle of his head, and I'm like, "Bro, that's so ugly to me." I don't know, but we just gotta,
yeah,
work
and
through
I
it.
and I think like it's easy to get into the grass is greener mentality.
Yeah,
It's just like, dang, bro, like that grass over there
it's
looks
so green.
green. Like me and Jess just saw this video of Tom Holland and Zendaya. They just bought this house, and like we were
That
looking
their
through the
grass is
pictures of the
green,
house.
bro.
I'm just like, dang,
That
bro,
grass
like
green,
I
dog.
wish I could have what they have, and I wish I could blah
Hmm.
blah 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 blah. You know, but the grass is the greenest where you walk. The grass is the
Where you
greenest where you
water it.
water it.
Yeah.
And I think a new investment inside your marriage and your relationship, especially since you say your husband is honestly a good guy,
Mm-hmm.
you know, um, I don't know. I see good things on the horizon for you guys
Yeah.
when you lock in and have those tough conversations and maybe take it to a counselor and all
Yeah.
that good stuff.
Yeah. Counseling for sure. And I think I might take this out, but I think it's go on a vacation real quick. I feel like nothing is sexier than when you're like at a hotel, you're going out to dinner, you're getting dressed up nice, you're spending time with just you two. I don't know if you have kids, but like I feel like sometimes going away can like respark a little flame, But again, we ain't been married that long, so
Yeah, no, so take everything we say with a grain of salt.
grain of salt. But I will definitely be praying for you because that has to be tough. That has to be tough.
It sounds very hard.
Yeah, marriage is not easy. Keep fighting the good fight, girl. Like I'm just gonna be praying for you for sure.
I commend you. Many people would have cheated. Many
Yeah,
people would
you're
have,
10 years in.
would have left.
Hmm.
But fighting, like Jess said, continue to fight the good fight.
Yeah.
There's a story of someone that we know of.
Mhm.
We heard secondhand or
Mhm.
third hand. So Jess is gonna paint the scenario
Okay.
based on what we heard.
Long story short, there was a prenuptial agreement, but it wasn't about money. It was about you can't get over a certain size or else it's a wrap. And so and so signed it.
The claim, he said, I could deal with cheating. I could deal with, I could deal with anything. He said I could deal with anything. I just can't deal with big.
Jeez. And she signed it.
She signed it. She said it was reasonable.
She's like, okay, I can deal with that. I don't think I'm ever going to get over that number. And then she got over that number and he said, hello, this is your signature right here. You agreed. So now I'm going to go ahead and head out. Obviously, I don't know if there was like, I'm going to give you 6 months. We don't know the details. That's not none of our business.
We know some of the details.
Well, I don't.
He'd shame her for when she was like eating, when she was getting close to the number. How do you feel when you eat that?
Oh. Coming out of you. Oh no. Oh crap, I knew that was gonna happen. So that story just makes me want to point out, for some people, sexual attraction is very important. I honestly think, I don't think it's like a nothing. Because sex in a marriage is one of, and this is just my opinion, but I think it's one of the most important things.
That's not, easy.
Yeah. So I feel, and you know what? I do want to talk about this actually, because in the Christian spaces, no shame or no hate against the Christian community. But I feel like, just like how the young lady said, like it's not attraction or physical attraction, sexual attraction is not spoken about enough, because obviously they're saying, wait for marriage, wait for marriage, wait for marriage. I feel like if you're dating someone and you're like not sexually attracted, you're kind of like, oh, well, this is great because we're not supposed to be having sex anyways. Like when I'm around him, I don't feel tempted. I mean, like I don't feel like I want to jump his bones. We're gonna get through this. And then you get married and it's like, all right, have some sex now. And it's like, I mean, I don't know. Like I'm not really that sexually attracted to him, but it's like.
So is there a difference between sexual attractiveness and just regular attractiveness? I feel like we're making what's the difference?
I kind of mentioned that earlier. Like, I say I wasn't married. I mean, this is weird. I don't want to. Who am I supposed to use as an example? Because you're both to me. So.
No, but like, how can someone be I don't know. I'm not talking about just in general attractive.
Because being sexy,
but attractive to you,
being sexy,
and not sexually
being
attractive.
sexy and being attractive are different.
I guess I'm having a tough time.
That's fine, because I guess for guys it's a little different, because I feel like you guys are just like your lights switch can turn on extremely easy. I feel like for women, I'm lying?
No, I'm just.
Why you made that face?
No, I'm just trying to understand.
Okay, and I'm gonna tell you. I think for women, to be honest, sexual attraction is much more important, because it does take us a little bit longer to get to where we're going. Or to even get in the parking lot, or to even reverse from the parking lot to get where we're going. So if you're not being sexy, I can't just be like, oh yeah, my body parts are ready for you. Like there's a process for things to happen. And I feel like you can be good looking, but if you're not being sexy, my body is not responding to the thing we're trying to do.
Wait, no. But I'm not talking about attractiveness. I'm talking about you've not that you thought someone was handsome, right? Attractive, you thought someone was attractive to you, like you were attracted to them, like, but you did not find them sexually attractive. I just don't get that.
How you can have one without the other?
Yeah, like how can someone be like you're attracted to them?
Well, I could give you an example, but I don't know if I want to people all in my business. But I can give you an example. Off mic example. Well, where do you want to go?
Please cut out like 20 minutes of this
We're gonna
conversation.
see, because.
But I'm saying you can feel more magnetized to someone if they're like your personalities are strong with one another. That brings a level of magnetism. Someone's conventional looks to you, like that brings another level of magnetism.
Mhm.
Spiritual bond brings another level of magnetism,
Mhm.
right? Like your magnetic connection with one another. However, like looks are just a portion of that magnetism,
Mhm.
in my opinion. So it's like sexual attraction is just all part of that general attractiveness or magnetism. It's like a part of it. It's a part of the whole attractiveness thing, rather than its own separate
Mm.
thing.
Mhm.
You're like, please shut up.
No, I see what you're saying. I just still think they're two different things, but
All right,
it's
sure,
okay.
whatever. This was the most pointless conversation we have ever had, and I hope Jess cuts it.
There's a good chance some of it may be cut, but I do think since I don't know, it's kind of like back to the young lady we were talking about. She said, "It's not that my husband's unattracted to him. It's not that my husband's unattractive. I'm just not sexually attracted to him." So it's like there is a difference, at least for women, but I'm trying to figure out
No,
what
but
it
she
could be.
said, but basically she's saying her husband is conventionally attractive, but she's not attracted to him, which is what we said can happen.
That's not what she said.
But she's not sexually attracted to him.
Yes.
Which is what we're talking about.
There's a difference.
I agree.
What she did say, like she said, I never prioritize physical or sexual attraction in our relationship.
Yeah, basically.
Not to say my husband's unattractive, but he's not the person that makes me want to draw my jaws.
Yeah, basically, we were saying it's like about how
based on his sex appeal.
About how
he doesn't have sex appeal. Do you believe sex appeal is a thing?
Yeah, it's a thing. It's a part of part of attraction.
But when you first met me and you were attracted to me, we were at camp praising, and I was like in sweatpants. Was that like, oh dang, I
no?
can
But
see.
I'm saying that's a part of it. It's not the only thing.
But that came later. Did that not come later?
Yeah, but I mean, you can acknowledge my whole thing about sex. My whole thing about sex appeal and like sexual attraction is I don't think until you're married that's worth harping on. Anyways, there you get yourself in.
I don't think it's worth harping on, but I do think when you ignore it for too long, it can become a thing.
What I'm saying is that like why I don't think using the word sexual attraction is important outside of marriage, but is for like the vast majority of people. If you find someone attractive to you,
Mm-hmm.
like sex appeal kind of folds in with that, especially when you add in emotional and like other connection too.
I don't think so. Not for everyone, especially for don't close your eyes. Especially for women who are dating someone because it kind of goes back to her again. Like, okay, he's a man of God and he's a great leader, and I love the way he, reads his Bible, and like he's not like a 10 to me. He's kind of like a 6 or 7, but the way he carries himself and the way he loves the Lord and the way he loves my family makes him a 10. But when it's time to have sex, I'm not thinking about the way you read the Bible or the way you love my family or how much money you make or how great of a leader you are. I'm thinking about, is what I'm seeing right now, is it making me jump? I don't care how much you know the Bible at that point.
I know. I think that goes back to our fantasies about what sex is supposed to be, right? I mean, it's obvious. It's obviously easier if you have that baseline. I'll use your word. I'll use your words to like.
Well, if you want to change sex appeal to something else, you can.
No, that's fine. If you have that baseline sexual attraction to them, that makes it easier. However, if that's everything, then it's gonna fade because not. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to us saying it's something.
Yeah.
But not everything.
But no one's saying it's everything. So
I understand, but we both agree that it's something.
Yeah, it's something, but I don't see where like if that's everything comes into play. I'm saying if it's not there at all, sexual attraction, Okay, all right, hold on. I have another example. Sexual attraction. There it is.
I guess it's more of a thing for girls then.
Well, that's all I've really been trying to say. Maybe it is because guys, it's just like one big pot, I guess. But for girls, since we look at so many different things and we have is it stressing you out?
I feel like we're not talking about anything.
Well, now that you know it's a thing,
I'm conceding.
We can get back to having a conversation about it. on that it is important. I guess for some men, I guess what Jonathan and I were having a little confusion on. I don't know how much of it made it to the podcast. Is that like he thinks for like men or for himself, if you're physically attracted to someone, that means you're also automatically sexually attracted. I was saying that I don't think that's true. I think you can be physically attracted to someone, but the sexual attraction isn't necessarily always there. And then I finally was able to find an example for him to understand. But for the past 20 minutes, I've been trying to figure out how I can explain it to him, and he was not getting it. But he still thinks it's more for like a woman's mind.
No, maybe it's for maybe I just don't think like that. But my mind's more creative.
Oh, my bad.
No, but I do get what you're saying. But I think I feel the same way about it in that like it should be, it should be a factor, and that the person that you are thinking about marrying, it would be a great positive if when you think about the idea of being intimate with that person, it's something that elicits a joy. Not that you're lusting or ruminating on those facts, but it's not like, oh, how am I gonna like how am I gonna give myself to this person? It should be something that's like, oh, I get to give myself to this person. And even if you have decided to, and I think even if you have decided to get married and you don't have that like excitement, to give yourself to that person, or you're just not really that sexual of a person, I think that there is a way. I mean, I feel like there is a way to be intimate and enjoy your time, but it just will be a bit more difficult, or take a bit more of self-sacrifice. And I think that part of culture is like that you need to like love the sex you're having. It always has to be great. It has to be this, has to be that. You have to do you know what I'm saying? Sex, like for partners, is important, not just because it feels good for you, but it's because it's what joins you together.
Yeah.
As well. And that sounds very unsexy, but it is important. And I believe that even if you didn't start out, with that attraction, kind of going back to the grass is the greenest where you water it. If you continue pouring into it, and I believe after you get married, if you continue like exploring one another's exploring one another's bodies, having good conversations about what you like and don't like, you can and if your lives are living sacrificial to one another in all other non-sex areas too, I do believe that can become a positive and enjoyable part of your connection with one another.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I hope so. That's good. Is there anything that I could ever do for you to not be sexually attracted to me?
Sure.
Like what?
I don't know. But I'm sure there's stuff. But like that's never going to determine my level of love for you, or depending on how loved you feel from me. And if like something's happening that like that makes me a little less like attracted to you, I'll let you know. One of the reasons that marriage vows are so important, or like vows are so important, is because you really can't control how you feel. Right? So if you act based on how you're feeling, then you're controlled by your feelings and not by what you want to do. And two, like you're just gonna like no marriage is ever gonna last.
Yeah.
Because depending on what's going on, like you could want to leave, right? Like say you had a baby, you gained 80 pounds, you had postpartum depression, and like I'm doing like everything in the house. Say because of that you couldn't make videos, so we weren't making any money either. If all those things happened in a normal in a normal non-committed situation, it'd be very easy to just get up and leave.
Yeah.
Right? It'd be super easy. But because of the vows that I made to you, I would never leave. you know, and I'd always find we'd always find a way to make it work. And that's why vows, I think, are so good, and vows are so effective when you take them when taken seriously,
Yes.
because it's like, independent of how I feel, I vow
Mm-hmm.
to always, you know, like, in good times and in bad. The situation I just described sounds like a bad time.
Yeah.
It does not sound like a good time.
Yeah.
Sickness and health, like, it sounds like it sounds sick.
Yeah.
It's a sick situation, but it would be a sick situation. However, my vow was to be with you always.
Mm-hmm.
So those, like, kind of help keep me, you know, accountable to it.
Yeah.
So, like, our attraction or attractiveness to each other can go up and down and
Mhm.
yo-yo, and I'm blessed for the fact that, like, for this first year and change, it's been pretty stable. But there's gonna come a day where it might not be. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. Well, I'll do my best not to gain 60 pounds.
Yeah, that's why I got you in the
I'm
gym.
gonna.
I'm like, Jess, how do you feel when you eat that donut?
Jonathan do be looking at me like, wow, another brownie. Okay.
Wow, that's.
I would.
I mean, a lot of times it's joking.
Nah, he do be joking, but also it's kind of like he's kind of like, still stop crying about the way you look if you're, you know, because there's been times where I've literally cried tears out of my eyeballs with how I looked, and the next day I'm like, well, want to get 2 fat burgers? He's like, what do you want? What do you want for yourself? So
if
he
you
holds
want to
me
be
accountable.
taken seriously, you got to act seriously.
Yeah, he will hold me accountable. Be like, Jess, don't cry. I don't want to hear it.
Eat it if you want, but like,
I don't want to hear it. And I'm gonna be less attracted to you because you about to gain 60 pounds. That's what I'm hearing. This is why people shouldn't ask questions, because you're gonna get an answer.
Don't ask questions you don't want to know the answers to.
I think we've exhausted this conversation.
Praising.
I think it's exhausted. I don't know. Is there anything else you want to say about this?
I want to say that Jesus loves you.
He does.
And you're gonna make it through.
Yes. To all of you who may feel
to everybody
this type of way. I mean, I feel like
this type of way or any type of way.
Yeah. At all. Any type of way at all. But I do feel like this is probably a common topic in marriages who have been married for a while. It's like, dang, the sexual attraction is gone. I'm sure that might be a popular thing. Again, like I said, for people who've been married for a while. Some, it doesn't, but.
I got it.
Yeah.
You are seen. You are loved. Don't give up.
Okay.
That's it. Always.
Mm-hmm.
For anybody dealing with anything.
Yes. And a reminder, even though I don't feel we have to say this, but I will say it again. What's on the inside is obviously way more important than anything we spoke about here today. Because you could be sexually attracted to someone, but they're the worst person on the earth. I don't think you should marry them. I would much prefer marry someone who I'm not sexually attracted to, who is a great man, who loves me, loves my family, great leader, than someone I am 100% sexually attracted to, and he beats me up every day.
When presented like that, it seems very simple.
Yeah. I know it's not always that black and white, but just to get my point across, because some people, you gotta be extreme for them to understand what you're saying, unfortunately. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I hope so. We definitely gave you more than last time.
Yeah, I hope so. After I'm done editing this, that it's more than 30 minutes, because the amount of foolery.
We end up editing it down, and there's like
it's gonna be 15 minutes of good quality content, because we had so many sidebars, and we were saying names of people we know in real life. We got to cut out so many conversations that we had on the side. My bad. You know what it is. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
See you guys.